Hello and welcome to Oracle Hour. Hi, everybody. My name is Sabrina Rising. I'm a spiritual mentor and a psychic medium, and I am so happy to be back with you. I missed you all so much last week. I wasn't feeling well, and I really appreciate all of the love and all of the messages that came pouring in. I received messages in the live chat. I received emails from clients and from community members, and they all meant so much to me. It's really good to be back. And I'm excited for tonight's broadcast. I'm excited to be with you all. I can see that we already have people in the chat here. So welcome Jules, welcome Jennifer and Shiloh and Miss McKay. It's nice to see you. Welcome Donna Marie. Welcome to the show. It's great to have you all. Of course, I'm here with Lacey, who is my trusted intuitive support and moderator. She makes sure that all your questions get answered. If you have a question that you want to ask the Oracle, if you have a question about your personal development journey, if you have a question about something you might be struggling with in your life, or perhaps you want a message from the spirit realm or a message from your angel team, if there is a specific loved one here for you, I don't prefer to do mediumship on this platform, but if there's a loved one here for you, I won't say no. I will offer the message. And so please put your question in the chat because we serve questions. I answer them on a first come, first serve basis. If you are someone who is desiring a mediumship connection and you really want to interact with someone in the spirit realm and you want to have a deep connection with them, I am hosting a mediumship class on April 26th, and the link for that will be put up here shortly. On April 26th, it's a 2-hour Spirit Speaks 2-hour workshop where it's capped out to 8 people, I believe, and everyone is guaranteed a mediumship connection. You will be able to connect with your loved ones. You'll be able to receive a message from Spirit and interact with me. It's a Zoom format, so we can see each other and connect. And there's always a lot of deep healing that happens during these classes. Okay, so if you are desiring a mediumship connection and you already know that's what you want, that's the link to register. Thank you so much, Lacey. Oh, yay, Miss McKay registered for April 26th. That's awesome. Beautiful. I will see you on that Saturday morning. That's the link to register. I think there's only 5 spots left. So if you want a mediumship, please jump on that now, so you can secure your spot for the class. Okay. So we're going to talk about the energy. I like to start off these sessions to just talk a little bit about the collective energy, what we're feeling in April so far. March was super intense. It felt like there was a lot of upheaval, a lot of sudden changes and redirections in the energy of the collective. And April, I'm feeling into April, and it's interesting, because I don't normally pull a card before I do Oracle Hour. It's usually just part of my personal practice in the morning. I'll sit and meditate, and I will pull like an Oracle card for myself and just feel into the message that my higher self has for me. And for tonight, I felt called to look into this deck that I bought when I was in Sedona. And the card that I got was the Owl Spirit. And the Owl Spirit is about truth and discernment. And this is perfect for the energy of April because it's really about taking a hard, honest look at your life, all the parts of your life that are working, that are not working, that could be better, that could be, and really just taking responsibility for that, like really getting honest with ourselves. Being able to discern means I can see things without the veil of illusion. I can see things without my own projections. I can see things as they are. I'm willing to see things exactly as they are. And to really evaluate like what's working for me and what's not, and what's my part in this, so as a channel, as a psychic medium, of course, I can give you a reading and I can tune into your particular energy and tell you, like where you're at based on what's happened, based on your current energy, and based on what's likely to happen based on the trajectory that you're on. And you have the power to shift your story, to change your stars, to change your outcome by using your free will and using that free will to take personal responsibility for the quality of your circumstances. So if there's something that you don't like in your life, or something that that maybe it's a habit that's persisting that you need to let go of, or perhaps it's it's a persistent way of thinking, a limiting belief, or a relationship that has got to go, or there's just something that's just kind of lagging and dragging you down. The energy of April is just not letting us get away with it. Okay, so it's time to really get honest about what we need to get rid of, what we need to change, what actions we need to take in order to embody the energy that we want to see made manifest in our lives. How can I be the person that lives the life that I want to be living? What does that entail? What actions could I take? What do I need to do? Do I need to clean up? Do I need to declutter? Do I need to, have an honest or difficult conversation with somebody? Do I need to, commit to something? Do I need to be held accountable? Do I need support in being held accountable? So these are all questions that I really want you to sit with as we dive into universal intelligence on our show tonight, and really tap into whatever message your higher self has for you this evening. Okay, so that's sort of the energy that I'm feeling into is just truth and discernment, and being willing to see the truth without making it wrong, without punishing ourselves, without beating ourselves up, without fear, right? Just by looking at it and saying, okay, I've been avoiding this thing for so long because I don't want the conflict, or I don't want to feel the pain of the truth of it. And yet it's hurting me, right? So let's take a good look at what's not working in your life, truthfully, without judgment, so that we can take the actions that we need to take in order to have the life that we want. And that is my deepest wish for you watching live, for anybody watching the replay, is for you to have the life that you love, and to learn how to trust your own ability to discern what serves your highest and best good. Okay, so with that said, let us jump in. Hi, everybody. Hi, Emily. Hi, Rhonda. Thank you, everybody, for being here. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Okay, Lacey, let's take the first question. I am Jewel says, hi, Sabrina. Can I request a message for what you see coming up for me in the next month or so, please? Thank you and blessings. Okay, yes, I would love to channel that for you. 1 second, let me make sure that we're all live here everywhere else. Okay. I am Jules 33. All right, so what do I see coming up for you in the next month? I can't guarantee a timeline. I can tell you based on the energy that I feel, what I feel is coming through specifically. And the first thing I feel when I tune into your energy is something to do around mother or motherhood, but it's the energy. It's a maternal energy that I'm feeling, and it feels like actually it could have to do with your mother's side, so that lineage. And there's something in there that is really coming up for you to deal with, to heal, to take responsibility for. It's kind of like, yeah, it's either affecting the way your relationship with yourself. If there's something in that relationship with your mother that you need to let go of and untangle, so that you can be more embodied in your own energy, in your own in the way that you nurture yourself, in the way that you take care of yourself, and in just the energy of the feminine in general. So the relationship with mother will often, will dictate our relationship with everything that vibrates feminine. For example, your ability to trust and surrender and receive. Okay, so there's a part of you that's really deeply longing to receive, to have more of your needs met. Okay, and again, this is directly coming from the relationship with mom. All right, so, and of course, if you can validate anything that I'm saying, that would be great. Just really sitting with the message of, okay, let me think about my relationship with my mother. How do I feel in that relationship? What are some of the feelings that come up for me in that relationship? And what am I grappling with? How do those feelings get triggered in other areas of my life? Right. So I want you to do some inner child work around relationship with mother and your relationship to the feminine. A much softer, a softness is, I am Jewel says, definitely have had a challenging relationship with mom. Okay, good. So trust has been a challenge in my life as well. Spot on. Thank you so much. Okay, beautiful. Yeah, I really feel that super clear for you. And here's the thing. We all have challenging relationships with our family members, some of us more than others. So you're not alone. And to really look at it honestly, take the message of the owl, that I brought in tonight, like looking with truth and discernment, just to see how what are my feelings in this relationship? How are they affecting me in other areas of my life? And what can I do to shift, and what can I do to meet my own needs? So look at where your mom wasn't able to meet the needs that you have, and then take the actions to start to fill your own cup in those areas where, unconsciously we want our parents, like we want mom to show up in a certain way. And the fact of the matter is they're not coming for us. Okay, this is something that we have to take responsibility for. So we really have to we really have to ensure that we are taking the steps to reparent ourselves. Okay. So that's the message for you. Of course, I want you to have happy, healthy relationships in your life, and I want you to have healthy relationship to your own feminine energy as well. So looking at this, the mother relationship is going to be really, really important for you at this time. Okay. And I'll leave you with that. Okay. Thank you so much for stopping by and for confirming. I appreciate it. Okay. We'll take the next question. Hi, Jennifer. How are you? Jennifer says, hello, Sabrina. Hope all is well. Is the sale of this house purposely being blocked by the other person who lives here? Or if there is anything else my guides wish me to know? Thank you so much. Okay, I know this is an ongoing thing that we've been grappling with, yes? So Jennifer's been here before asking this question, and we're going to tune in to see what's happening. Okay, so there's really two things. First of all, there's a lot of attachment to this property. Okay, and I don't think it's necessarily you, but I think that there's some unconscious resistance or unconscious fear of being able to move on without this property, like being able to find another place. I actually think it's both of you. It's the person that you're sharing this property with, for sure. I think that they're not like blocking it in a sort of malicious way, in a negative way, but it's fear. There's a fear. Fear is the root of attachment. And the fear is what has us hold on, especially when things are no longer serving us. Okay. So I want to say that the property is being sold. It's being sold, like whether it's being sold, whether you go gracefully or you go forcefully, you're exiting this property. Okay. And it's just taking some time. There is, and when I mention you as well, I think there is a part of you unconsciously, perhaps, where you might be wondering where you're going to end up or where you're going to land, and so what's required here in order to really let this go is just deep trust. And it feels like there is perhaps a need for you to have a conversation with the person who lives here. I feel there's something that's incomplete in the relationship. Okay, so I want you to have a conversation with this person. It feels like a male energy, but it doesn't feel like a love interest. It feels just like maybe a whatever roommate or a person that you have been sharing the space with. So it feels like there's some incomplete stuff in your dynamic that would be really good to have a conversation about, and really just being intentional that you're on the same page with selling this property and letting it go. Okay, because I feel like by the end of April there's going to be a shift. Like there's definitely going to be actions being taken. Like there's a lot of forward movement by the end of this month. So it's best to sort of take this time, this next couple of weeks, to really get complete with the person that you're sharing this property with. Maybe even taking responsibility to initiate this conversation and say, is there anything between us, or are we on the same page, or are you as willing to move on or as excited to move on with your life as I am? So creating a positive sort of closure experience around this property is going to help move the energy along. Okay. I want to say that. And so that needs to happen. That's something you can take responsibility for. You actually need to lead this. Okay. Jennifer says, I know I'm done with this place. I believe my part is that I'm unsure of where to go because I can't look. It's a male who's a narcissist. Yeah. Okay. So I feel the male energy for sure. I wrote down in my calendar April 30th that will be this, will be sold as a manifestation on my part. Okay, great. Beautiful. Look how powerful you are, right? End of the month, April 30th, you're out of there one way or another. Okay, so I really want to empower you to feel into what it feels like. See, and this is so important. I'm glad you shared all that, because if you want out, but there's a part of you that's afraid to look because you don't know where to go. So do you see how you might be sending mixed signals, right? So I want you to be fully embodied, that you are moving on from this place, forget even the date, but just that you're moving on from this place, and that you're going to be safe, and you're going to be provided for, and you're going to have all of your needs met, and that it's going to be exciting, and you're going to find the perfect place to land in the perfect time. Okay. So it's very important, because our subconscious mind is so powerful. It really is responsible for manifesting 90% of the circumstances in our lives. So we want to address our subconscious beliefs. We want to be able to say, okay, I consciously want this, but what do I really unconsciously feel, right? If I feel fear, emotions are the pathway to manifestation. So if you're feeling the vibration of fear, even though you're determined intellectually to get out, the vibration of fear will always win over. It's just the way it goes. Okay. So you want to make sure that you're embodied in the excitement and enthusiasm of moving on, and the trust and the certainty that you're going to be okay. You're going to be provided for, and it's all going to be okay. And you hear how there's a little bit of resentment with this guy who's a narcissist, right? Like, which I don't doubt. And I don't doubt that there's something in the dynamic that doesn't work, which might be the cause of why you want to move forward anyways. But I want you to complete the relationship with this person, because people come into our lives for a reason. They come to teach us something very important about ourselves. They come to mirror something back to us about, our ability to advocate for ourselves, our ability to get our needs met, our ability to speak our truth, our ability to set healthy boundaries, and so on, especially those that trigger us, right? They are our greatest teachers. So if you were to see this roommate as your greatest teacher, what is he trying to teach you? What is the lesson that you have to learn from this relationship that you can walk away from and say, I got it. Check. Complete. And the karma between you and this person is complete. He no longer needs to be in your life, and you can move on with the sale of this property and not have to worry about recreating this dynamic elsewhere with the next roommate or the next situation that will trigger the same wound. Make sense? So I want you to really take a look at, this set of circumstances. What is this trying to teach me? What can I extrapolate from this that's going to serve my highest and best good? How can I learn from this? How can I make peace with where I am right now? And that will set the foundation for letting go. Tolerance. Okay, good. Beautiful. Tolerance is great. You could take it up a notch and turn tolerance into acceptance, right? Into acceptance. We can accept the way people are, even if we don't agree, even if we don't understand, even if, we can't relate. We don't have to have any of those things. We don't have to have those things in common, right? But we can move into acceptance. We can move into compassion. We can move into empathy. Most people that behave badly, poorly, that behave in ways that trigger us, usually are expressing pain in some way. And what that is for us is an opportunity for empathy and compassion and non-judgment. Okay. So it's teaching you a lot of patience and a lot of compassion, a lot of non-judgment. As soon as you're willing to learn that lesson, guess what? You don't need this guy in your life anymore, right? The karma is complete, the lesson's complete, and the gravitational pull is over. It dissolves, and you can move on with your life. Okay. April's the month, but you have some work to do. All right. You have watched this video, rewatch it. You're so welcome. Jennifer says, thank you so much. Thank you for asking questions. I want you to really do this work and come back next week and let me know how it's working. Okay. So here's an important exercise for you and for anybody watching. Okay. Write out your resentments. Everything that you resent about this person, everything you resent about the situation, just get it all out of your body. Okay. A pen to paper, get it all out of your body so it can leave you, and you can really just get complete with, okay, the lesson, the learning, the integration of the lesson and the learning, and then the moving on. All right. So come back next week or in a couple of weeks and let me know how this unfolds for you. All right, Jennifer, thank you so much. Okay. Who's next? Shiloh, it's nice to see you. Shiloh says, hi, Sabrina. What does spirit say? I would like an update on where my path is headed. Do you hear my spirit guides' names? Ooh, that's a good question. I appreciate you. Blessings. I appreciate you too. Okay. All right, Shiloh. Let me see what I have for you. I don't know if you know an Angela or if there's been an Angela in your life. On your, I don't know. I can't tell. It feels like it's maternal, obviously, but I can't tell if it's mother or father. This feels like a guide for you. That's the first name I hear when I close my eyes. So I wanted to say to you that spirit is telling you that it's time for your life to feel easier. Okay. I know it's been really hard. There's been a lot of heartache, a lot of disappointment, a lot of struggle, a lot of fighting for what you want and what you need, and being let down. And there is this period now of like rest and reprieve. Okay. So your path is headed for easier days, easier times. I feel like there's a shift in the energy where now things start to flow more freely. And you find that the more you honor yourself, and this is true for you and it's true for anybody watching, the more we honor ourselves, the more we set the standard for how we want to be treated, for how we want to live, for what we require in order to get our needs met. And that really opens things up for you. It feels like you've done quite a bit of soul searching and quite a bit of work around just, like letting go of things that you cannot control and finding serenity, finding inner peace. And things are about to get easier. They're about to get easier. You're about to move into like, it's almost like a state of flow where things are moving more freely, more quickly, more effortlessly. Effortless is the word I'm looking for. And so I really see that path kind of lightening up. It feels like this like long tunnel that leads to this portal of light where things feel easier. I do feel like there is an improvement in your circumstances, in your physical circumstances as well. I don't know if you're moving into a better place or you're changing your place a little bit. It feels like you're bringing in more light as well, more brightness, like higher vibes. And of course you can co-create all of this with me. So as I'm, tuning into your energy, as I mentioned before, I can predict where you are based on where you've been, based on your current energy, and based on the trajectory that you're on. And you have the free will to really take responsibility for the quality of your life. When we say, where am I headed? Where do you want to be? Right? So I can tell you what's happening based on the current energy, but you also have the power to manifest the circumstances that you so deeply desire by believing that you're worthy, by believing that it's possible, by having a clear vision for what you deeply desire. Okay, so you need those three things. And when you embody those three things and you start to apply those three things, you're going to see a lot of things start to move in your favor. Yeah, Angela. I feel Angela, and I want to see. There's something else that's coming through for me as well. There's a white dove. So I don't know if perhaps you're seeing these doves. It feels like you're seeing them maybe outside on your balcony or outside where you're sitting, and just like a softness, a real soft, sort of more feminine energy coming into your life. And it looks also like the form of a physical female as well. So it could be a woman that you might be working with, or a woman that you're going to be interacting with, or someone who kind of like represents the opportunity for something that you've really been longing for quite some time. Okay. So very feminine energy, very female presence, coming through, a lot of I want to say more ease and effortlessness, even when it comes to your physical health as well. I feel like that's improving too, like, better, like an easier time sleeping. So I want you to just trust the process that you're in, and continue to do the work that I know you've been doing, and really visualize the life that you want for yourself, because you have the power to do that. Okay. And things are coming through. There is, I think we've talked about this before. There is sort of like a reconnection to family, that's this year. as well. So there's a lot of healing that's coming through in the next few months for you. So I'd be eager to see how that unfolds. And let me know if the spirit guide name resonates for you. Let me know how this all shapes up, and come back and let us know in the coming weeks. Okay, Shiloh, blessings to you, and thank you for being here. Good. Hi, BJ. BJ says, Shiloh says, I don't know any angel. However, I've always been drawn to angels. Oh, God. I feel what you're saying in my spirit. Yes, higher vibes as I do the work. The doves visit me on my balcony. Oh, amazing. Yes, sleep, rest, eating. Good. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Then, yeah, it could be angels. That's you're so welcome. Shiloh says, thank you so much. Yeah, good. The doves, beautiful. White, light, soft, healing, peaceful energy. You're in this like period of reprieve right now, of moving into effortless ease. And keep an eye out for this female archetype, female presence that's coming through to sort of present something to you. It could have something to do with your job and so on. Okay, so let me know how that unfolds. You're so welcome. Thank you for being here. Great. Hi, BJ. Mitra says, hello, Sabrina, newer to your site. Welcome to our community. I'm hoping that you can answer a question regarding my finances. Do you see any improvements in this area for me? Okay, this is great. So you notice by now, especially if you're new here, that I always answer these questions in two ways. I like to give you sort of, I'm going to give you my psychic hit on what I feel specifically for you based on your current energy. And then I like to give you spiritual guidance because you have free will and you are the master of your destiny. Okay, so you can manifest an improvement in your finances. There's a couple things that are blocking you. Obviously, because we look at our circumstances, we can see what we're holding in our unconscious beliefs, as I talked about at the beginning. So let me give you my energetic read first. So I feel like there's sort of a pattern of unexpected expenses, like all of a sudden there's this big thing, or there's this huge debt or heavy burden that you've been carrying that you have to pay off, and it just feels like you just can't get ahead of it. Okay. And I feel like this has been either a pattern that comes and goes, or it's been an ongoing thing, but it feels like it's a pretty consistent experience in your life. And I want to say that this pattern, this manifestation of this burden and this thing that you can't get ahead of in your life is a direct result of a belief you have that you're not allowed to have what you want. And I don't know that if you're fully conscious of it. Okay. There's something about either you don't deserve it, or it's hard for you, or you just can't have what you want. And so some reprogramming around your beliefs around this will really help you. Okay. Because we see this all the time. People come into a lot of money, for example, they win the lottery, or they get the big tax refund unexpected, or so on. And if you have a belief that you don't have enough money, or that money is difficult for you, or that your relationship with money is a painful one, you're going to either burn through the money or find a way to recreate the current circumstances that feel normal to you. Okay. What if you have been struggling financially for some time? It's because on some level, that's your comfort zone. Okay. And this is true for you, and it's true for anybody listening. All right. And I can relate to this belief. So I want you to really just take a look at your beliefs around money, your beliefs around your relationship to money, and ask yourself what's painful, what's normal, what's most comfortable, what's the persistent complaint, because that's usually what feels most normal, and start to shift your beliefs around it. Okay. That's really going to help you. I do feel like, yeah, like I said, it just feels like a pattern of something you just can't get around of. So doing this inner work and examining your beliefs is really, really going to shift for you. I do see something lightening up though. So it's either something that gets either taken off your plate, or something that you no longer have to pay anymore, that gets sort of like renegotiated or something. So I do see the burden lightening. So from that perspective, I could say that there's an improvement in this area for you. Yeah, and I also think that there is an opportunity to increase your income as well. So if there's something that you're thinking about bringing on that, or doing more of, maybe it's like a side thing or a second stream of income, something you've been contemplating, I would say yes to that. Okay, so definitely yes. But BJ, I want to tell you that you have to really, really look at your relationship to money, because it's all so tangled up in the emotional experience that you're having. In order to move out of these circumstances, you're going to have to do some inner work, to really shift this relationship and see an improvement. Okay, I hope this is making sense for you. I hope this resonates, and feel free to confirm any of this as well. So again, there's so psychically speaking, it feels like there is something that's being lifted from this monthly burden that you have. Perhaps something is being renegotiated. If you're considering finding new ways to, looks like you're contemplating some type of secondary income, I would say yes, blessings to that, along with rewiring some of your conditioned beliefs around money. All those things combined, these three things combined, is really going to help shift things for you. I would say by June, you're like breathing a little easier and feeling a bit more flexibility in your finances. Okay, BJ, I hope that was helpful. And I hit the like button on behalf of my guys. Thank you, Bob. Okay, good. Who is next? Hi, Joe Daisy. Welcome. Joe Daisy says, hi, Sabrina. I'm so happy to be here tonight. I'm so happy that you're here tonight, too. Can you tell me if my spirit team has a message for me, perhaps, that I have not been getting? Thank you for the magic of your generosity in doing this. Oh, I love it. Okay. I love to do this. This is an interesting question, a message that you've not been getting. So I'm going to sit with this for a second, because I feel like something that you're supposed to be doing. I talked about this at the very beginning. Usually whatever comes through at the beginning of the broadcast is kind of sets the tone for all the questions. There is something that you are discerning in your own life that you see. I feel very clearly as I tune into your energy, like I feel like you see it, you know it, and you're not being 100% honest with yourself about it. Okay. Yeah, I think you are getting it. And I think you just need, whether it's me or someone, to just sort of confirm and affirm what you deeply already know, like deep down inside. I think there's, it's time. I want to say, Joe Daisy, as well, like there's something in your work and your career, I want to say, around self-expression that you've been contemplating. It's time to take action on that. Okay. There's something like that wants to come through you that you really are, you've been sort of hemming and hawing about it. It's really time to move into being more visible, sort of, I have this vision of you sort of saying, okay, I'm going to take what I want now. Like I'm going to go for the things that I want. And I feel like that's something that you've sort of been contemplating for some time, and you haven't really been pushing yourself to do it. So Spirit is encouraging you, your spirit team is encouraging you, that you have what it takes. You have all the parts, you have all the pieces. It's just time to step forward and declare it. This is what I want to share with you for tonight. And really just, you have also this, you also have a little bit of this, like letting go of things that are no longer serving you. Okay. So as we talked about at the beginning of the broadcast, moving into the energy of April, it's really a reckoning for so many of us to get very honest about what's working, what's not working, and being brutal with, like, evaluating what works and what doesn't work in our life, and just letting it go. Okay. So there's a couple of emotional entanglements that you could clean up in order to make space for this new relationship you're creating with yourself and your self-expression, so that you can move forward in your life and start to hold a higher standard for yourself. Okay. It's very important. It's time to raise your standards. I suppose I could have just said that, but I think there's a lot of gold in what I just said, and for you, what's coming through for you specifically. Okay. And so I hope that was helpful. And thank you for stopping by. Feel free to confirm anything that I share at any point. And if you have another question, feel free as well. Okay. Who's next, Lacey? BJ says, yikes, Sabrina, I'm so sorry about the misspelling of your name. I didn't even notice, but I was typing fast. Thank you for the time. Do you see any guides for me? Okay, let me check. Sorry, I talk a lot, so I have to drink. Let me see, BJ. I'm hearing the name Barbara. I don't know if that's somebody in your life that you know or someone that you deal with. It feels like someone who's on the earth side, so it could be someone that you deal with. Yeah. So there's a couple of different things that I'm feeling. So BJ, I want to say, it's a butterfly. I see a butterfly around you, and sometimes they come through as animals, and sometimes they come through as humans. Hi, Barbara. The other thing I really want to say to you as I tune into your energy is the beach. So I want you, there's something about your connection with the beach, with the ocean. It's very important for you to go and sit by the ocean and spend time in the energy of the beach. So the beach is significant. It feels like it's significant either from childhood. There's something about that you need to revisit, that's important for you at this time. Okay. So it's important for you to spend time in your own energy, to be in nature, to be by the ocean, and to sort of call in, I don't know who this Barbara person is, but there's on your mom's side, it's kind of like your mother's lineage, that is coming through, as well as something that, is there to protect you and support you, and that you can lean into, as well. And there's a little butterfly spirit there, for you. So practice, it feels like you're not really practicing, you don't have a regular practice. So I invite you to spend some time in nature and just start. It doesn't have to be a big, long thing. It could be 5 to 10 minutes a day of like deep breathing and just connecting with your ancestors, with your spirit team, and just, breathing into the space and allowing for messages to come through, and giving yourself permission to just like visualize the life that you want, including some of the inner work tips that I've suggested here for you tonight to improve your relationship with your finances. The money part is interesting because it's sort of connected to your relationship with your dad and your father's side. So, I feel like the mom relationship was a lot softer, more supportive, more nurturing. So leaning into that, the mom ancestry for your spirit team as your guides, to see how you can heal at this time. Okay, there's some healing for you to do, especially around your caregiver relationships. That's what I feel for you, and I hope that's helpful, BJ. Okay, thank you so much for stopping by, and come by every week. Joe Daisy says, I get it. Yes, I need to let some things go and do better for myself. Thank you so much. Good. Beautiful. You can do better. I love butterflies, BJ says. I'm going on a cruise in June. Beautiful. Good. Butterflies are your friends. Butterflies mean transformation. And the thing I love most about butterfly medicine is that it really invites us again to discern where we are in that stage of transformation. So am I at the beginning stage? Am I in the middle stage, the chrysalis stage? Am I, in the transformation stage? So really, really think very clearly about where you are in your stage of metamorphosis and where you want to end up. Okay. That's my message for you tonight, PJ. Enjoy your cruise and stop by again and ask questions. Okay. Thank you for being here. Beautiful. Okay. Next question. Hi, Donna Marie. My oldest son always has a problem with his stomach. He's gone to several doctors and they can't find anything wrong, but he is always in pain and always has the runs. Oh my goodness, I'm so sorry to hear this. What doctor should he go to? Okay, well, first and foremost, I love this question because every physical I'm not a medical doctor, first of all. So if there is something medically wrong with him, I cannot diagnose that. But I want to say to you, and this is very important, especially if he's been to doctors and it's inconclusive, they're not able to, point out what the ailment is. Every physical symptom has an emotional root. And so there is something that he is not fully digesting. This is very emotional for your son. Okay. There's something he's not digesting. He's not assimilating. It's just not sitting well with him. And it's causing a lot of upset, and it really is emotional. Okay. So I would recommend, Donna Marie, diaphragmatic breathing for your son. So I don't know if he's watching, or perhaps he'll watch the replay, or you can just pass the message along. Some deep belly breathing. So breathing into the diaphragm, breathe in, belly out, exhale, let the belly drop naturally. Breathing diaphragmatically up to 20 minutes a day. If you can do it throughout the day, that would be great. Yeah, it feels like he thinks like there's ulcers or something like that, but it's really just emotional. Of course, there's some things he could do on a physical level to clean up his diet. So maybe, of course, the basic things, staying away from processed foods, staying away from refined sugars, staying away from things that have too many chemicals in it. All that stuff is going to be helpful. But the deeper work is the breath work and the sitting with his unresolved emotions. There's a lot of grief trapped in his stomach, in this area, solar plexus area. A lot of grief, a lot of suppressed feelings, a lot of not being able to fully, share what he's been going through. Feels like decades of stuff accumulated. Okay. So, he's being shy. Okay. Hi. You can see me, but I can't see you. So hopefully the message is landing for you. Breath work and healing and just cleaning out the gut, holistically, is going to do wonders. There is no medication that's going to heal this. This is my intuitive opinion. I don't feel like there's anything medically wrong. There isn't there's no disturbance energetically on a physical level other than pent-up emotions and the need to really do some deep diaphragmatic breathing. So put your hand on your belly, start with lying down. If it's uncomfortable to sit up, and just, breathe in, belly out. Again, 20 minutes a day, you'll start to unearth some pent-up emotions, giving yourself permission to really feel the grief and keep it, maybe having someone hold some space for you. So it would be beneficial if it was a male. There's something to do with the relationship with father. Again, that relationship to the masculine, needing to feel loved, needing to feel supported, needing to be able to let out your emotions. Okay. That's what's going on with the stomach. It's really emotional. Your son is very sensitive and he keeps it down, and he's trying to be tough and strong for his family, it feels like, and trying to kind of push through. And we see this in so many men that are not really giving themselves permission to feel the full range of their emotions, to ask for support. And so these physical symptoms get created. Okay. So that's what's going on here. And that's what I would recommend, Donna Marie. So let me know how that unfolds for him, and feel free to stop by and let me know. Okay. Thank you for being here, Donna Marie. Donna Marie says the next doctor wants him to swallow a pill that's a camera and goes through the upper GI. Yeah, these are standard tests, right? These are standard tests that they have to do just to, if he has a complaint, then of course, there's nothing wrong with doing the test. Do the test, but it's not going to show that there's something going on, right? What's really going on here, in my humble opinion, again, I'm not a medical doctor, is emotional. Okay. So I would do the breath work and clean up the diet and really start feeling the feelings and see how that improves his condition, and then come back and let me know. Okay. Good. All right. Who's next? Ariel, hello, my dear. Ariel says, hi, Sabrina. Any special messages coming up for me, please? Okay. Interesting. Let me see, Ariel. I see, like, I mean, this is going to sound kind of silly, but it's like Cupid's bow and arrow. So it has to do with love and relationships. I feel like this is a sort of an ongoing area of fear. And yeah, okay, so a couple things I see. First of all, I don't know if you're planning a trip or a vacation or some time on the beach, but I see some time in sort of a warm tropical climate, much warmer climate, some time away from where you are. It feels like a much needed break that's coming up for you. And that's going to be really good, sort of replenish and recharge. Even feels like kind of like retreat energy. So I don't know if you're like planning on bringing your practice to wherever you're going, or if you're going on a retreat. But there is something that's taking you out of your current environment in the next little while, which is going to be really healthy for you. I feel like you push and push and push yourself, and you work very hard. Like I feel like you're almost like exhausting yourself. So I really want you to unplug from life for a little bit and just kind of rest and replenish. Your energy really needs that. Your body really needs that right now. There's a lot of overthinking and over analyzing, and just yeah, just not giving yourself enough time to really be in the moment and drop into your body. Okay. So that's coming through for you. And this little Cupid's arrow that I'm seeing, it feels like there is love, but there's part of you that's sort of keeping it at a distance. And of course you can confirm any of this. I think you want to be in loving partnership, but there's a part of you deep down inside that has sort of lost hope or lost the belief in the possibility of it, or is sort of feeling very discouraged. Okay. So these, of course, are conflicting messages. Okay. We want to bring our unconscious beliefs into alignment with what we consciously desire. That's how we create flow. That's how we're able to embody the energy that we want to see made manifest in tangible reality. Okay. So yeah, so that's my message for you. I feel like, go on the trip. I feel like you're going on this trip, and take the time and really sort of journal and get creative about how this relationship you want to be in. I think feels like there's someone in your environment already. So get clear on how you want this relationship to unfold, what needs you have in the relationship, what needs you want to have met, how are you going to advocate for yourself, and really same message as Joe Daisy, like it's kind of like setting that standard for yourself, setting the standard for how you want to be loved, how you want to be treated, how you want this to unfold for you. Okay. So there's some personal responsibility that you need to take there. Okay. And letting go of that sense of um, yeah, there's a little bit of victim consciousness around this, being hurt in the past and being let down in the past, and that kind of thing. Just letting that go. I want you to hit the reset button. I take the month of April to rest, replenish, and hit the reset button on your beliefs so that you can bring in some new energy and live in the realm of infinite possibilities. Okay, in terms of what's possible for your life, for your heart, for your relationships. There is this relationship that's here. It's like right here. Feels like it's a really positive one. Okay. You need to take that leap of faith. That's my message for you. Okay. So I hope that resonates. And if you have any questions about it, let me know. And if you want to confirm anything, let me know as well. All right, good. Beautiful. Let's move on to the next person. Who do we have here? Hi, Rhonda. Rhonda says, is there a message for me from my next forever partner? Oh, I love this question. Let's see here. I want to say he's very impressed. He's very impressed with you. There's like this impressive energy that you're really embodying. There's something about the way that you're moving out around in the world. You've really sort of yeah, I don't know if you're just like more meticulous about the way you're taking care of yourself, or more intentional about the way you're presenting yourself and the way you're showing up, or there's something in your energy that's definitely upgraded, since the beginning, since, you started coming here at Oracle Hour. And um I he so hmm, yeah, so I can hear someone, it's a male voice saying, just give me a chance, you know. And I think that, and I actually feel emotional when I say that, because, um, uh, you know, because I feel like there is a part of you that's really guarded and really sort of, it's one thing to meet someone and like them and be attracted to them and give them a chance to go on a few dates. But what our emotional triggers kick in once we start to, develop a little bit of attachment, that's when our unconscious, wounded self will sort of kick up dust and say, wait a minute, I don't know about this. I don't know about that. I don't know about this. And I don't know about that. So I see sort of that unfolding. I want you to really just remember these words of give him a chance. Like, it's okay to trust love. It's okay to feel safe in love. It's okay to let love in. Okay. It's been a very, very long time. Definitely intentional. Okay, good. Beautiful. It's been such a long time, Rhonda. It feels like that there's been romance and love and partnership in your life. And so, it's going to trigger some things, and it's okay, because part of the beauty of relationships is they're here to help us heal. They're here to help us um uh go deeper into loving ourselves, and to look at those parts of ourselves that we've been neglected, or we've neglected, or we haven't really, haven't been activated in some time. That's what the relationship is for. I felt my heart sink when you said, give me a chance. Okay, good. I felt it too. I was like, oh my goodness, this is such a good man. This is such a good soul. This is someone who really just wants to love you. Okay. And so I want you to let that happen for yourself. And for so many of us that are deeply desiring loving relationship and partnership and, soulmate connection and all of that amazing, yummy stuff, you know, um, it's really about like being willing to receive it, right? Believing that it's possible and giving it a chance to really be in your life, to receive all of it, with softness, with non-judgment, with a willingness and a curiosity to explore this other person, without prejudice. Okay. Rhonda says, I'm open to this. I deserve love. Good. Yes, you do. Beautiful. And you've done some work, right? We've done some work to heal the childhood and so on. So you do deserve this, and you are ready for this. When we start to love ourselves and start to meet our own needs for love and connection, and honoring ourselves, we invite that in. And I feel like you're very magnetic now. So you're attracting this into your life. And it's someone I want to say to, this is sort of making me chuckle. He might be a little simple at first, or a little more, um, yeah, this person has a lot of depth. He may not be like all frills on the outside, but he has a lot of depth and a lot of steadiness, and he brings a lot of energy of safety, and emotional safety is what you want. The person that you feel helps you regulate your nervous system just by being in their presence. This is what I'm feeling for you, and it's not too far away. Okay, so I love what you said there. You're welcome. Rhonda says, thank you, Sabrina. I love what you said. I'm open to this. I deserve love. I am open to receiving the love that I deeply desire. Just put that on repeat. Listen to it every day. Repeat it every day, and feel into the energy. Feel what that does to your body, and just be in it. Be it, and it will appear in your life. Okay? It does sound lovely, doesn't it? Thank you for stopping by. Beautiful, 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 beautiful. Hi, Jonathan. Thanks for being here. Let me see. Emily. Emily Lorenz Bradley. Nice to see you. Emily says, can I have some help finding my nail polish collection? It's really expensive and I can't find it. That's hilarious. Okay, let's locate some objects. This is my first time for everything. So let's see if I can help you. This is I don't know where else to look. Okay, good. Well, you came to the right place. So let's see. This might take a minute. Have you looked in the trunk of your car? For some reason, I feel like you took it somewhere or you transported it somewhere. I want you to look in the trunk of your car. It feels like it could be underneath something or in a box somewhere. Have a look there. That would be the first place I would look. Yeah, check that out. I'm not really getting anything else. I think it's there. I think it's in your car. I think you moved it somewhere and you don't remember doing that. But yeah. All I see is this blue car and the trunk of the car. Blue car looks like beige upholstery. Look there, hoping it's not stolen. No, it's not stolen. I feel like it's there. So I almost like want you to go check and give message me later. Let me know if it's in the car. That's what I see when I tune into it. So good. So I hope that was helpful. Thank you for stopping by. Let's see here. What time is it? It's almost 7. Let's take one more question, Lacey. Okay. Take one more. Sunshine and Beauty, welcome to Oracle Hours. Sunshine says, my car is silver, truck's empty. Okay, so career-wise, do you see me going into another setting in the profession I am currently in, or do you see me working on and launching a vision business that I have? Another setting in the profession I am currently in, or do you see me working on? Okay, so 2 ways I'm going to answer this question. I mean, you want to move into this vision that you're seeing for your life, that you have been contemplating for quite some time. There's a part of you that really wants this and deeply desires it. But I feel like you're terrified to make this move, and that it's something that you're really, like you're just kind of stuck in what feels safe and comfortable, right? So this is your choice. You have the choice to decide how this is going to go for you. I feel like, the powers that be, the astrology, the energy, everything, the trajectory, your intention, your thought process, your deepest desires are pushing you into this vision. So it's going to happen. Now it's just a matter of, are you going to go gracefully or are you going to go forcefully, right? So I really want you to envision this career path that you see for yourself. I want you to see how that's going to unfold for you, and or see what it would look like if it was alive and present today. And don't worry about the how. The how is the realm of the universe. Sunshine says, yes, terrified. I don't know how to do it, as it's something I have never seen done before, and I don't want to fall on my face. Yeah, listen, I can relate to the fear of failure, and it's do it anyways. Do it anyways, because I really feel like this is something that's not going to leave you alone. In fact, it hasn't left you alone. It hasn't left you, it's something that I want to say that this thing that you're envisioning, and I don't know what it is kind of cutting edge. It's very helpful to a lot of people. It's something that you can really, it's something that's needed, right? And so you have to do this. Like, this is your karma. It's your dharmic path that you're walking. Part of your dharma is to birth this thing. Okay. And the fear is just, all it's doing is slowing you down, but it's not going to stop you. So it's going to happen. Okay. And I want you to really focus on, okay, what do I need to do to help myself be anchored in the courage that's required for me to move forward in this idea? So really focusing in on your beliefs, the belief in what's possible, the belief in being able to manifest this, and asking for support. Okay. You have resources. I feel like you have support, or like there's like a grant or something, or there's like things you can lean into that will actually help support you. Sunshine says, yes, definitely cutting edge. Okay, good. I feel like it's my calling, but I'm thinking it's okay to not do it as a safety measure. You're never going to be happy unless you follow through on this. It's not going to leave you alone. I feel that very, very strongly when I tune into your energy. Yeah. So it's important that you follow through on this. Okay. And I feel like you have resources that you're not using, that you're not fully utilizing, that you're not leaning into. You're going to have people that want to support you. Even if you start talking about your idea and so on, there is support for you. You have my blessing. You have blessing from spirit, from your spirit team, that you need to move forward with this. Okay. Because it's just, you're not going to have peace until you do. All right. And it's what you're creating is very cool. It's very needed. And it's going to impact a lot of lives. So I empower you to follow through on your deepest heart's desire. Okay. Great. Beautiful. Went over a little bit tonight, but that's okay. Thank you everybody for being here. I love you all. I love you all so much. I enjoy this from the bottom of my heart. We have a couple of exciting things coming up. We're going to be going live again. We're going to be going live twice a week, starting and last week of April. So we have a second live broadcast coming on April 24th, I believe. Here is the link. Lacey put that up there. Perfect. Thank you so much, Lacey. So if you want to join us for the next live stream, it's a little bit of a different format. The live is called Soul Sessions. I'm going to be teaching a topic for the first 20 to 25 minutes. It'll be a topic on manifesting, relationships, depression, anxiety, addiction, whatever, personal development topics come through. Please grab the link and register for the live stream, and fill out your topic requests. Okay. Because I will be taking requests from the community. If there's something specific that you want me to discuss and talk about, like I said, I'll be teaching for the first 20-25 minutes. And then I will open it up to live coaching. So you can come on with me live. We can ask questions. We can talk to each other. You can ask questions in the chat if you're shy. But I'm going to be opening it up to doing some live coaching, so that people are getting support and getting help. Okay, so we'll have a second live coming on as of April 24th. So Wednesday night will be Oracle Hour, the 23rd. And on Thursday morning, we're doing soul sessions. So if you're around on Thursday morning, grab the link and register April 24th at 9 a.m. PST. And Joe Daisy says the magic seat. Yeah, the magic seat. It's soul sessions. It's basically, come on and let's talk about anything you can think of. We can talk about relationships, karma, reincarnation, past lives, mediumship, personal development, whatever it is. We'll be teaching a topic for the first 25 minutes, and then I'll be opening it up to live coaching. And don't forget to grab the link and put your requests for content. So if you have a topic or something that you'd like me to cover for you, please put it there. And we'd love all your ideas. And of course, I will address all the questions that come through. Okay. I want to know how to build my powers. Okay, beautiful. Awesome. Yes, come and join us. Okay, great. Where's my lady? Okay, good. If you want the mediumship connection, as I mentioned earlier, the link for the mediumship is for the mediumship class is also here. It's the 26th of April. It's 2 hours, 2-hour workshop. Spirit speaks. You, me, you, and all of your loved ones, all of your spirit team. Okay, this is our third one now, and they're beautiful. They're very deep and very healing. Everybody gets a mediumship connection. Okay. And if you are someone who's desiring to do inner child work or healing work, or if you're looking for one-to-one mentorship, there's the link to book with me for my one-to-one coaching containers. Lacey's also going to put that up here as well. And there's the one-to-one link. And if you just want to come and book a reading, if you didn't get your question answered, or if you got your question answered and you want to go deeper and you want an hour of my undivided attention, you can simply come and book a reading with me. We can do an intuitive life guidance reading, which is psychic reading, or a mediumship connection. If you already know that you want to connect with a loved one and you just want an hour alone with me, then book the mediumship reading as well. Okay, so all of my links there, all the opportunities to work with me, and soul sessions, which is very exciting, which is coming up on April 24th at 9 a.m. Pacific. I look forward to seeing you all there. Okay, thank you so much for joining me, and I will see you all next Wednesday. Bye for now.